Hi everyone, my name is Marianne Rasho and I will be talking about food desserts and what it is. A little fun fact about me is that in my family, I'm known to be a foodie and I love going out to eat, especially to fast food places and some restaurants. I have been trying to not do that anymore and to just try to eat at home because of the effects I was getting on my body. So today I will be talking about food desserts and causing an awareness of how it can negatively impact our lives and our bodies. And I will talk about how important it is to limit the intake from food desserts. So now that we know this little fact, what comes to mind when you think of food desserts? Are we thinking about maybe dessert that we order after a restaurant? Well, unfortunately, that is not what a food dessert is. A food dessert is a national crisis that prevents poor families from eating healthy grocery food because of the high prices. But in return, they're able to buy junk food or go eat at McDonald's because that is the closest thing to food that they can get. Now that you know what to expect, let's break down what a food dessert is. So, according to an article by the United States Department of Agriculture, it says that food desserts can be found in areas that have a high proportion of low-income residents who are constrained in their access to affordable and nutritious food. Additionally, the cost of healthy food also impacts their finances, so their main options could be McDonald's and Burger King, which is known to be their food desserts. Another article that I found from Empowerment Project says that healthier foods are generally more expensive than unhealthful foods, particularly food desserts. So we are able to see that this is a national crisis as it is being noticed more and more each day. Even in census, they are seeing that it is more common. So since we have covered who food desserts usually target, let's take a dive to who they really are. So we start asking the question, who are they? Well, according to an article by the Arizona Developmental Disabilities Planning Council, there was a census in 2010 that showed over 113,000 Arizonians are in low income and live miles away from a grocery store. In this article, it also says that 350,000 people do not have vehicle access and live more than 1 mile away. So people who are in low income and live miles away from a grocery store and are unable to drive are most likely going to go to a fast food chain because it's there, it's cheaper, and it's easily accessible. Additionally, people with disabilities are more vulnerable to poor diets. And without any transportation, people are not able to carry groceries or prepare healthy meals. And that is also why they are able to walk to a fast food place and just place their order. Because of the lack of resources and the lack of healthy food that they're intaking, this can increase a risk in having health issues. Now, you may start to think, is eating fast food really that bad? To answer this question very simply, yes, it is very bad for you. So of course I researched another article from Mary Gallagher that talks about how a majority of African American and white communities have an out of balance food environment and that have higher rates of having diabetes and obesity. And of course, another fact is that obesity is very high in America due to a lack of nutrition, and it has caused many worldwide deaths. So what can we do for the people who are living in it? If you know you live in a food dessert community, you can start to help yourself and others by, starting an awareness to decrease the food desserts and to decrease health issues. You can start to grow your own food. And of course, once you're spreading that awareness, you can find yourself starting to avoid food desserts and to try to make a difference in the community. It also starts with one person. So if you see one person that is starting an awareness, telling everyone about the food dessert and what it is doing to their bodies and to their health and how they're being malnourished, then people are going to start noticing changes. And of course, we have seen food desserts and we finally know what they are and what it can do for the people around our country. We need to start to make changes in order to prevent diabetes and obesity from occurring. And we need to help our communities eat healthier food and to help them stay away from food desserts. We need to make sure that we are putting in these changes so that our world can be a better place. There can be less health risks, less obesity, less diabetes in our country. We want our family members to survive, our friends, our neighbors, everyone around us. And of course, that all starts with change. Thank you all for listening.